Good morning and welcome to Pin Code Hunting 101. This is a little bit of an unusual webinar in that you're coming with me on my morning walk, which is why this is so early. So I can show you what I do when I pin code hunt. I did a few tests of this video last week, and it seemed the best way for me to do this was to hold my phone myself versus the selfie stick, mostly facing me versus first-person camera, and this is how I am in the morning. I don't do my hair. Now normally I wear sunglasses because these are prescription. I have prescription sunglasses, cuts down the glare. Not great for live video, so I'm gonna go sunglass-less. And a few times I will turn the camera around and go first person. And you will also notice while I'm doing this, I will look from side to side because I don't cross the street. I just stand and I'll glance down, right? There's a recycle bin there. I'll glance down and then I'll look across the street so you can see the other bins. If I see anything sticking out across the street, I will go and pull it. So let me look. There's some greenish, things that look like the codes I'm looking for. No, there's not actually any there. Oops. I guess I can't hold that side of the camera. So what I do is I walk. Now, I had some questions. I've come prepared. So I had some questions. So one of the things someone asked me is, isn't this illegal? Well, technically, according to the bylaws of our city, yes, it is. But nobody, I think, is gonna bust me for picking out codes from the recycle bins. And two, some of the tips that I'm gonna share with you today, I actually got, okay, so I'm going to stop my tip here to show you a problem. See, there's a car in my way. So what I do is I walk on the curb and then back down so I don't miss any boxes. Oh, here's potential code. Nope. Okay, we'll keep going. So some of the tips I got were from the guys that go around and collect the liquor bottles, because where I live, there's a bottle deposit fee on the liquor bottles. Wow, nothing yet. There's a deposit on all the bottles. So they'll go around and they'll collect them. And I've never seen any of them stopped. And it's funny because over the course of last summer, I got to know some of them because I'd see them every time I went out for a different neighborhood, because our recycle day moves. And I would see them and wave and stuff. So yeah, so technically it is illegal, but this is the second summer I've done this for the whole summer and nothing. I've never been stopped. So I'm going to keep doing it and it's going to be even worse if I win a big prize from this. I'm definitely going to keep doing this. It's funny because, I never have won a big prize from doing this. I guess it's the same reason people buy lottery tickets. Is the hope is still there that you're gonna pull in the biggie. So there's a bit of a gap here. I'll just show you. So we've got a school across the street, so there's no bins for a bit. So I pop up onto the sidewalk when that happens. So I'm just gonna move the camera. I'm gonna have to keep doing this because I can't only hold my arm up for so long before it gets tired. And I can't flip the camera over to make it easier, or I think the picture goes upside down. So technically, yes. Someone suggested that I wear gloves when I do this. Yeah, I can't really. It's a little much. So I just make sure I wash my hands really well when I get home. And then to top it off, and like today, I will sanitize my phone because I'll be touching it too. So yeah, you could wear gloves if you wanted to, but I think that looks creepy because I think I'm supposed to be out on a walk, just a regular walk. And if I start wearing gloves and things, and I start to look like a professional garbage picker versus a woman out for a walk just being nosy and looking in everybody's bins. I'm afraid of getting stopped in that case. That might be a tip-off if some city official drove by. Now, that is actually one of my tips, is to do this first thing in the morning. It's 6 a.m. Pretty much, I don't know of any city worker that's going to be driving around at this hour hoping to catch somebody, maybe taking something out of a bin. So that's another reason. The other reason you want to go out this insanely early is you beat the recycle trucks. Like, normally I'm not out until about 6:15, sometimes even 6:30. And there's been days I've gone out even later if I've overslept. But that's when you start to catch the recycle trucks. I make it akin to a bit of a game of Pac-Man. So, do you remember Pac-Man? You can see the screen. There's what looked like roads and all these dots, and the Pac-Man's going around getting the dots, but you gotta avoid the colors that are coming. I think it was ghosts to come and eat you. So it's kind of like the recycle trucks. The recycle trucks go around, and we have 4 different colors in our city. Oh, there's a potential code. So now everything's super soggy because it poured rain last night. No, it's an unbranded product, or sorry, uncoated product. So so let me go back to the Pac-Man, and then I'll explain the difference between coated and uncoated. So, you know, I can hear the truck sometimes as I'm walking around, and what happens is you don't want to see the green one in my city. The green one's the recycle one. You don't mind if the garbage truck comes by, or the compost truck, or the yard waste truck, but you do not want to see that recycle truck. So that's what we try and avoid. Now, coated and uncoated. So what happens is there'll be regular product in the stores. Then they'll announce a contest, and then, you know, specially marked products will be in store. And then when you get specially marked products, those are the ones you're looking for because the pin codes will be inside. But it takes a while for the merchandise to flow through the system, where it goes from the manufacturer to the stores, through sales to consumers to the bins. So it takes a bit for it to go through the whole process. And so sometimes very early on in the contest you'll be looking for codes, and because the sales flow hasn't gone through the whole system yet, you're going to find a lot of the brand you're looking for, but not a lot of codes. And as the system continues, you will find more. So that's what I mean by coated and uncoated. Now, coming to that, someone asked me what the difference was between a UPC and a PIN code. Now, I don't have a PIN code yet to show you because I haven't had much luck this morning. I'll keep looking. So a UPC code is the barcode. Here, I'll just show you on a random product out of the box. A UPC code stands for Universal Product Code, and it's that barcode that the cashiers scan every time, you know, you're at the grocery store, and that code is unique to that product. It's actually one of the ways the stores track inventory. So, so those codes go through. Aha! Now, this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to put down my phone. somebody's green recycle bin. Now, this is what I was looking for. This normally would have a green lid. It's got a yellow lid. And I put it back. So there's a number on the inside of that cap. Go this way. There's a number on the inside of that cap. And that's what I'm looking for. So then I just put it in my pocket and I keep walking. And I smile because I'm happy because I have another chance to win. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for specific things. So right now in my neighborhood, there are 3 types of PIN codes I'm looking for. We don't have as many PIN code opportunities up here in Canada as in the US. Just in general, contesting is a far smaller tool for marketing than it is in the United States. Like, I can't even compare. I talk to all my sweeping buddies. Boy, I feel so rude when I keep looking away from the camera and looking in the bins, but that's what you're here for. So I talk to my American sweeping buddies, and they have far more opportunities to win than I do, and also just even in coded product. Like, we don't even have Coke rewards anymore. It used to be called iCoke. It closed 3 years ago in Canada. So our opportunities for winning are far smaller. And I think it's because our entire country is basically the population of California. So there's not the population base to support the huge promotions. So the 3 I'm looking for here are Canada Dry is having okay, so I'll show you an example. I'll interrupt this speech. So you can, I'll look down and you can see there's a green bottle. I'll pull it up. Oh yes, that's what I'm looking for. Oops, here we go. Put this back. This is what I do. I unscrew it, throw it in the bin, put it in my pocket, and off we go. So the 3 I'm looking for here, the one I just found, which is Canada Dry, Craft Dinner, which we call KD and the Americans call macaroni and cheese, is having a contest, and Lunchables, which is a collection program, and you can add in. Now here's a tip I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to first person view here for a few minutes. Let me just switch the camera. Oh, that sucks. James just posted on the live that their Coke report program stops today. Okay, so here's a tip. Now, I look in this bin, and it's got a lot of the pop that I want, right? All those green ones is what I'm looking for. Then I'll go to the paper one, and I don't see the box for that. Now, I also don't go digging. That's the other thing somebody asked me. Do you go digging? And I'm like, no, I don't go digging, because that's just kind of gross. I won't. So, obviously, James posted that their Coke program stops today in the United States, and this is one thing that people have to realize, that nobody does anything out of the goodness of their hearts. It's all based on money. It's, you know, show me the money, follow the money. You know, there's a reason there's all these expressions, because companies will only spend marketing dollars on any given program, sweepstakes, promotion, bonus, coupon, anything, only if they think they're going to make more sales and make money from doing it. Right? So, sweepstakes is used as a way for all kinds of things, to get email addresses, to get sales, to get brand awareness, you know, if there's a new product launch, something like that. So here, so those are why those types of things are done. Okay, so let me go to some of my other tips, because I'm not finding any other codes. So here, I already gave you that one. Go out early to beat the recycle trucks. Yep, that's important. Now this is a tip I got from one of the bottle collectors, the guys that go around collecting liquor bottles. Go out the week the garbage is put out, because more people recycle. So here, I'll give you I'll go first person. You can see the street that I'm on and where I'm at right now. So you can see that there's the yard waste and the garbage and the recycling and the compost. So it's all, everything's out this week in my neighborhood. Our week, how it works here, is recycling is every week and garbage is every other week. So you can put out your blue bins in my neighborhood every Wednesday, and the garbage with the recycle bins every other Wednesday. So I guess especially with the summer coming up and people going on holidays, people are more likely to put out their blue bins on weeks they also can put out their garbage. So that was a good tip I got from one of those guys. So now these are tips that I have figured out just through going around the neighborhoods. The first one is the neighborhoods with smaller homes and townhouses, you cover more ground in a shorter period of time, but that's just logic, right? I mean, if you've got $1 million mansions, the houses and the garbage bins are going to be much further apart than in a neighborhood where the homes are smaller, or if you've got townhomes. That's just logic, and I like doing that because I can hit more winning opportunities in a shorter span of time. Okay, now here's a tip I'll show you. I'm going to turn the camera around again. So you're going to notice that this street, for some reason, further down the way, there's no bins on that side of the street, even though there's houses. So I'm going to switch sides of the road and just start looking on the right side and then just keep glancing to the left. So I do zigzag a bit, but not a lot. I also follow the streets in kind of a figure eight pattern. I don't go down every offshoot or every crescent or quart off, because one, it would like double or triple my walk, and I can only walk for so long in the morning. You know, I have to be back to make lunch and, you know, all that kind of stuff, get ready for my day, get to work. And also I can't walk that far. I think this particular route is my longest one during the week, and I do like 8,000 steps, 9,000 steps. It's crazy. So that's a tip. The other one I found, now this is, there's no scientific proof for this. I have discovered that the older neighborhoods drink more soda. So if you go into a brand new neighborhood, you know, they're just building. There's a lot of new developments in my city, and for some reason, I find they don't drink as much soda. I find that when I go to the older neighborhoods in my town, I find more soda. I don't know what that is. So that's just my observation. Okay, so let me see. What other questions have I got here? Okay, so I had this question sent in while I'm walking along and still looking. I only found 2 this morning. Now, I chose to do my neighborhood because for some reason, I usually have the best luck in my neighborhood. Now, yesterday, I went to my old neighborhood and I found 10 codes. I did so well. To me, that's a really good day. I mean, I've had walks where I go out and I get no codes, and I'm a little bit disappointed, of course. But I'm also doing it because it's the only way I get my exercise in, and the pin codes for me are the biggest carrot to get my butt out of bed and put my walking shoes on, and I get myself out the door when I don't really want to at this hour. But the contester in me can't resist the opportunity to win, so that's what I do. So I got this question: can pin codes be used more than once? No. That's why I'm out here looking for new ones, because you can't use them more than once. And then What percentage of codes do you find that are used? None. I have found that last year I found one code that was used. One. That was it. So it's really good. Oh, I was going to show you an example of one that expired but was thrown away, and I hate that, but it wasn't the right one. So yeah, people who, okay, now I'm getting to another spot where the side changes, where there's no houses, so I come back to the other side of the road. And yeah, people just throw the codes away. Like, everyone you find, in my experience, has been a winning opportunity. Nobody throws away a code they've used. Now, I actually keep my codes until the promotion, till about a month after the promotion ends, just in case I get asked to prove that I had the product, because I like to do that. So that's what I do, just in case. I've never been asked, even though a lot of times in the rules it'll say you have to have the code. And they do that on purpose because they don't want people just, especially when they have them on the outside of the bags. Doritos had one here that ended earlier this month, and the codes were actually on the outside of the bag. So basically, you could go in the store and write down all the codes and go home and enter them all, which is kind of nuts, really, when you think about it. Like, why would they do that? So, Coke, Doritos, they're on the outside of the bag. So I would cut out the code and keep it, so that I would show that I had proof that I actually bought their product. So that's what I do on that one. And these ones, I just keep the caps, and I cut the cardboard much smaller, and I keep those, and then I'll bin them after. Actually, I recycle them back. So that's what I do with those. So yeah, nobody keeps those kind of things. So we did the UPC and the PIN code difference, the legal. Okay, so why do I do this? Well, when I first started entering sweepstakes, it was 50 cents in Canada, or 45 cents in Canada, to mail a letter. So with a self-addressed stamped envelope, it would cost me 90 cents, plus the cost of the envelope, so say $1, to get a product that costs $2 or $3, or Now, postage in Canada is $1 plus tax per letter, so it's $1.13. So a return would be $2 something, and when you can buy the product on sale, sometimes for 99 cents, and you get the product. So why mail away for product that's cheaper to buy? Now, it's just not that healthy to drink that much soda, or eat that much chocolate, or eat that many chips. I mean, that was great that my daughter had her birthday party right when the Doritos contest was on, because I had a bunch of teenagers that would eat all the product. So that worked out. But yeah, I couldn't eat that much. It's not good. I mean, heck, I'm out here walking for fitness. Okay, now here's a good example. Oh my goodness, I touched something on my phone and it ended the live. So now here we go again. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to pick this box up because it's super soggy. It poured rain. And when I say rained last night, it poured rain. So everything is super soggy, but I don't care because I want the code. The cardboard does eventually dry. Whatever. So I'm going to try and find a bin here that's upright enough for me to show you my technique of how I do the cardboard ones, because there's actually a system to doing the cardboard boxes, right? That's a little different than just picking up a bottle and unscrewing a cap. So here, we're coming up to some. Of course, it's at a busy intersection. Murphy's Law would have it. Okay, so what I do is I look for the product seam. There's a seam. Here's a seam. So especially when they're wet, it pulls apart really easy. Now in this particular box, they're always where the handle is in the, you know, the soda pop. So I start at the handle and I rip down. Oh, it's a little soggy. It's a little harder to do. The seam was easy to pull apart. And be careful, don't rip the code. I've done that before and then I've had to tape it up and then I've tried to read it. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to read a code that's been ripped. And then basically whatever recycle bin I'm at, where I'm at, I put the cardboard in it. Oops. And off I go. And then I take the cardboard and put it in my pocket. So that's what I do. I go around and I have a system now. So that's another example of what I'm looking for. So yeah, now on days, now I canceled this webinar originally because it was pouring rain, like just torrential downpour rain. And I thought, there is no way that I'm going out in the pouring rain to pin code hunt because it's not worth getting sick over. I mean, there's only so many winning opportunities you can handle. I'll try to keep you guys out of the sun. You can see the dark clouds behind me and the sun is shining on my face. So this is a big intersection I cross and then I go along. So hopefully there won't be too much traffic as we wait here at the lights. So, okay, so yeah, so it's cheaper in Canada than mailing away. So that's the other reason I do this. So what if I got to all the tips on this one? Let me look. Okay, so actually this is a good tip. And I used to have people do this for me too. So a sweeping buddy has all her non-sweeping friends, just non-sweeping friends, that give her codes. They know that she enters and they're not interested, so they just keep their codes and give them to her, and then she enters them. Now, she didn't say, but I bet if she wins anything shareable, she'll share with that friend, right? So I like to do that too. I like to share with my sweeping buddies. I have a little contest club here, and sometimes if someone will win like a ton of coupons or something, they will share those coupons with the club. So it's nice that we all kind of share our winnings. Okay, so this cue card is done. Okay, got the difference between pin code. Yep, got that one. Okay, so let me find a good example. Let me see. So yeah, so my last really good tip is if you see another brand of soda in the box, you won't likely find the one you're looking for. So if I pass a house and I look in the bin and there's a ton of Coke codes, or rather not Coke codes, Coke bottles, then I don't really go digging or glancing because they generally won't have, you know, in this case, ginger ale or club soda or tonic water. And also, if I see the competitor's brand of ginger ale, which is Schweppes here, I probably won't find Canada Dry, right? It's like the Pepsi and the Coke people. There's people that like their Coke, and there's people that like their Pepsi. And they don't kind of crisscross. You don't see bins with a lot of both. It's very rare to find something like that. So, bugs. Yeah, James says he wishes Indiana had more recyclers. A great way to get extra codes. Absolutely. One of the things I do, now we're very lucky, we have these low open bins here in the city I live in. If I lived in a different city, which is actually the big city near me is Toronto, they have huge bins. Now I'm going to turn the camera around and you can see what the green bin, can you see that? The green bin looks like. It's like a little, you know, thing with a lid on it. In the city of Toronto, the garbage bins, the recycle bins, the green bins are all the same, but they're huge, right? And you could order, I think, small, medium, large, extra large, depending on your household, because you may need bigger. And they have a truck that comes and scoops it up, because it's got like these handles on the sides. So the garbage men don't actually have to lift anything. Well, that means if you're gonna do this in Toronto, you have to walk along and lift up all the lids. Now, I've actually just come to a townhouse complex. I'm wondering where their bins are, because I could show you what that's like. Let me look. I only ever do that in my neighborhood. I never do it in like my complex, rather. I never do it in somebody else's complex. And it's even weirder that I'm walking around talking while filming. So I don't know if I'm very comfortable walking into the neighborhood doing that. I've already got some weird looks as I walk along and talk. Ooh, you're going right into the sunshine. That's a problem. That's the reason I wear my sunglasses normally. Okay, any codes here? Nope. So, yeah, I don't see, if I see the blue bins, the other blue bins, I will show you. But yeah, I think actually if I lived in Toronto and I could get out this early and beat the trucks, I would actually walk along and lift up all the lids. I actually would do that, because my personal drive for winning is so strong. So I think that is it. I don't see the blue bins in the townhouses very close. But basically I would just go in, and they're huge bins, and you lift the lid and you just hope that nothing jumps out at you like a squirrel. Oh, see, okay, here's a good example before I finish. There is a product, but it's got a coupon, not the contest. So I could take coupons too, but I'm not about the coupons. This girl's all about the codes. So I think that's all I can show you this morning. Boy, it is sure squinty out here without my sunglasses. So that's basically pin code hunting 101. What I'm going to do is I'm going to splice the two of these together, and I'm going to throw it up on YouTube. And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, post them below, either part 1 or part 2 of my pin code hunting 101, you know, on the road webinar. Put it on there, and I will maybe do a part 3 and answer all those questions at that time. So good luck today, and I hope you have a winning day.
Luck is kind of a funny thing if you